Lesson 1-4, Ordered Pairs and Relations. When we are looking at a set of ordered pairs, we always need to look for an x and a y axis. So when we're looking at a set of actual numbers, if we have, for example, 4, 5, our 4 is our x and our 5 is our y. When we're drawing an actual graph, we have to make sure that we always draw out the x and the y. The x is always the horizontal line and the y is always vertical. There's two terms that we're going to need to know when we're working with ordered pairs and relations, and that is ordered pairs and coordinate plane. Ordered pairs is the actual numbers that are used to find or identify a point. A coordinate plane is what we often look at as a graph. The coordinate plane is actually the area that contains the point. To graph an ordered pair, you draw a dot at the point that corresponds to the ordered pair. The coordinates are your directions to locate the point. So, for example, if we have 5, 3, our step 1 is to start at the origin. And the origin of the graph is the center of the graph where both of the axes meet. So it's actually right here in the center. So we start there, and then you move whichever direction the x-axis tells you to go. So if it is positive, we move to the right. If it's negative, we move to the left. So for this particular example, you would move 5 places to the right. For step 3, you then move from that point on the x-axis the y. So if it's a positive number, we move up. If it's a negative number, we move down on the y. So if I was trying to just sketch this point on my graph, I would know that I had to move over 5 places to the right, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have to go up 3. So 1, 2, 3. So my point would be about that point, and that would be an estimate. Sometimes a point on a graph is named by using a letter, and then you have to identify the x and the y axis of that point. So you have to figure out the actual ordered pair. You would do the same thing as you did for graphing. You want to start at the origin, and then you need to determine the location on the x-axis. So the x-axis location is the first number in a set of ordered pairs. After you figure that, then you need to figure out the y-axis location, and then you need to write your ordered pair with the x-axis location first, then the y-axis location. So in this example, if we were trying to identify the ordered pair for point A, we first want to count over the number of spaces on the x-axis. So we would count over to 1, 2, 3. So that would be our x. And then we have to look at our y. Well, it goes in the negative direction, so we know it's a negative. And then it is at the 1, at the 2. So it would be -2 would be our ordered pair for A. The set of ordered pairs that you see there in front of you is known as a relation. We can use these sets to create a table so that we can better see the relationship between the x and the y. So we just label our x and y, and then we plug in all the way down the line of our coordinates. So for the first set, we have 0 for x and 2 for y. For our second set, we have 1 and 4. Then we have 2 and 5. And then the last one is 3 and 8. Then you can use these sets to draw your graph and to determine your domain and your range, which you will see in the next slide. The domain of a set of data is the x coordinates, and the range of a set of data is the y coordinates.